The dos and don'ts of crypto press release distribution. Avoid these mistakes. Disclaimer: the text below is an advertorial article that is not part of crypto news. Editorial content. You just created an exciting new cryptocurrency startup or launched a groundbreaking new NFT collection. Perhaps your blockchain company just closed a major funding round. Understandably, you want the world to know about your awesome achievements. What better way than sharing the news through a press release distribution service? Yes, while press releases can be a powerful tool for crypto projects to build credibility and drive awareness alongside other methods such as social media and through grassroots forums. However, there are right and wrong ways to share announcements. Get it right, and you'll massively amplify your message and squeeze every last bit of juice out of your story. Get it wrong, and you'll almost certainly be doing more harm than good. As such, without the proper strategy, you risk wasting money and time on ineffective campaigns, either that or you're simply turning journalists off with too much promotional content or a lack of anything newsworthy. So before blasting your next big news, let's review some dos and don'ts for effectively crypto press release distribution. Follow these guidelines and your releases will be well on their way to connecting with the audiences that matter most. 2. Focus on newsworthy angles. Journalists receive hundreds of press releases each day. To stand out from the noise, your announcement needs an intriguing news hook reporters want to cover. Instead of overtly promoting your product or achievements, focus on shaping releases around story angles tailored to crypto news outlets. For example, if your startup has a new feature that improves DeFi security, focus the headline and opening paragraph on recent spikes in hacking incidents and how your solution addresses this industry pain point. Support the angle with hard data, expert perspectives, and user stories. This helps reporters easily recognize your timely, relevant news value. Don't be overly promotional. Avoid excessive claims about being the best or most revolutionary company in your category. Do not focus solely on touting achievements for their own sake. Reporters instantly recognize and reject promotional content dressed up like objective news. By developing compelling news angles instead, you allow journalists to evaluate your announcements on informational merit, not just as a vanity play. Even if the coverage mentions impressive details about your growth or offerings, it carries more weight as an independent, neutral third-party analysis of industry developments. 2. Pull back the curtain. People are fascinated by the processes and decisions and the humans behind innovation. Reporters love getting insiders' perspective they can't simply get a hold of from reading company blogs. If possible, lift the veil on your operations and take a chance on being transparent. Origin stories, share the market frustrations and personal experiences motivating your company's creation. Avoid the same old startup language like changing the world or democratizing finance. Get vulnerable about real problems you faced as a human being. This builds empathy and a real connection. Technical approaches, take reporters behind the scenes to see how you built your protocol architecture, compensate contributors, or protect user assets in new ways compared to crypto incumbents. Growth roadmaps. While financials themselves aren't news, share how you plan to use investment proceeds to advance products, expand markets, and scale operations in the coming months. This shows ambition and thoughtful execution beyond just raising more VC cash. Don't exaggerate claims. Avoid the chest-beating language that we all usually see in crypto announcements like disruptive, unprecedented returns, or redrawing the possibilities. This sets unrealistic expectations while diminishing the actual value delivered. Cut through the jargon and let facts speak for themselves. For example, if APY interest rates are higher than competitors, quantify the difference. If transaction fees are lower, include the numbers. Specific comparisons tell the story better than fancy superlatives that alienate skeptical reporters. Do quote third-party experts. Leaning on outside experts lends that stamp of approval and reinforces why your news is worth caring about. Industry analysts can chime in with data quantifying the market impact. Academics provide a thoughtful perspective on the theoretical significance of your technical innovations. And your partners, investors, and early users put a human face to the organic enthusiasm already building around your solution. Weave together their insightful words throughout the release to bolster your key angles. But don't go padding the stats by misrepresenting relationships with your experts. Some crypto startups try passing off advisor or investor quotes as independent validation when money ties bind them tightly. Come clean about these connections. If they're paid advisors, seed investors, or hold tokens from you, say so. Transparency counts most here. Don't forget the follow-up. Okay, so you blasted out a killer press release to every reporter, influencer, and analyst under the sun. Now it's just a matter of sitting back and watching the coverage roll in, right? Not so fast. The work doesn't end with that send button. If you really want to squeeze every last drop of exposure from an announcement, targeted follow-up is mandatory after distribution. Reporters today are overworked and understaffed. Inboxes overflow nonstop. They easily lose track of pitches or simply haven't had the time yet to get to yours. As such, a quick, personalized email could be the difference between a top story or the trash folder. So take 5 extra minutes reaching back out to key journalists. Remind them of your news angle and unique scoop. Offer to schedule a call to unpack things further or provide custom assets like images and graphics. Basically give them every last reason to rediscover why your story needs telling. Final word. Be real about what you've achieved. Don't overly big up achievements with fancy superlatives that set unrealistic expectations. Avoid bravado about disrupting industries or delivering unprecedented returns when you're still pre-launch. Instead, keep it human. Share the problem that sparked this startup and how your solution impacts people's lives for the better. Quantify how it moves the needle versus alternatives. Explain long-term possibilities in concrete terms. Journalists instantly recognize authentic stories that inform and empower readers. Lead with transparency instead of hype, and your odds of coverage surge. Follow us on Google News. Disclaimer. The text above is an advertorial article that is not part of Crypto News. Editorial content.